New Year, psychologically you feel like, oh, okay, I can turn it around.
Yeah.
Things will be different this week.
Oh, totally.
You can always hope for something.
Right.
And hope is such an important thing.
It's like a Monday. You can always start a new goal on a Monday.
Right.
Who starts a new goal on
Thursday?
on Thursday?
No, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, you just...
Okay, so I have to tell you, I've had a great month so far.
Yes.
And, our little casual fan meeting, as they call it in Korean, but it was very casual. It was a huge success. So I think we're going to have to, from time to time, pop up.
Yeah, we're going to have to find ways to connect with our fans.
Yeah,
because
totally.
they're so great.
Oh, it's just, they give you so much love.
Yeah, they do.
Don't you feel like such a celebrity? I mean, I'm just an ordinary English teacher, and I feel like a celebrity for a day.
I know. How people pay money to get the celebrity experience?
Yeah.
Like they pay people to be like, pretend to take my autograph.
Yeah.
Or like, pretend to take my picture.
That's great.
That's what it feels like. I feel so loved.
All right, guys, we've got one more dialogue for you this month, and that is getting a visa. I got an email saying I was approved. So this is our last dialogue. Yay, it's nice to be approved for anything.
Yes.
Approved for a loan.
Oh, yeah, getting a loan from a bank.
Yeah.
Approved for a credit card.
Credit card.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Let's take a look at these expressions here. Once in a while is?
Sometimes. Not often, but occasionally.
Okay. And the expression is before you know it. Okay, that's how it's usually used.
Yes.
Yeah.
It means that sooner than you expected. You were not expecting it, but it happened.
Yeah. More than one bargained for.
It is more difficult than you thought it would be.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You accepted a challenge, and later you found out that challenge is much bigger than you thought it was.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue. Marco, you'll never believe this, but I got my visa approved in less than a month.
Once in a while, a miracle happens.
I won't say it was easy, but I finally turned in my application, and before I knew it, I got an email saying I was approved.
My visa didn't take too long, but I hired a lawyer to do it for me.
I probably should have done the same. The process was more than I bargained for.
But it's done, and that's all that matters.
Okay, here we go. Jasmine says, Marco, you'll never believe this, but I got my visa approved in less than a month. Here's another very native expression. You'll never believe what happened.
You'll never believe this.
Or you'll never believe this.
Yeah.
Right? Which means like...
Something good happened to me.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. My visa was approved in less than a month. In less than a month.
Lucky.
That's good.
Yeah.
You recently or last year got your 영주권.
Yeah, my permanent residency in Korea.
You were approved, and you got... When did you know you were approved?
Well, it took over a year. So I applied, and I just waited for a year.
A year?
Yeah, just no news. Nothing.
You're kidding.
I had to call them because it was supposed to be 6 months to a year.
And it was
and
literally...
I was like, is there a problem? Do you need more documents? And they're like,
do I need to pay more taxes?
Yeah. Like, no, we're just waiting.
Oh, my.
It was so... The approval process took a long time. I mean... I've heard, like, in America, it takes even longer.
Years.
So, it can take years, so I'm not complaining on the time. But as someone waiting for approval, waiting to be approved, it is a stressful situation to be in.
I think our listeners may know what this means, but what's more important is in what context we use this word.
Yes.
So aside from, like, the approval of your parents, here, your application was approved.
Yes.
Okay.
It means it was accepted. It was seen as worthy of whatever conditions they had. So if it is a visa, it's saying, you meet all of the qualifications, all of the conditions.
Yeah.
and you will now receive the visa, right?
Right.
Same things with like approved for a loan. The bank has looked over all of your financial condition, your financial situation, and has decided, yes, we will give you the loan.
That's right. And also, this is very common. In America, you'll receive sometimes pre-approved credit cards. And it says pre-approved, which is like, what does that mean? You know? So it's used in that way. It's like, oh, you're already okay. We're going to just give you this credit card.
Yeah. I think it has had to change a little bit, but yeah, companies used to just send you a credit card in the mail.
And just use it.
And you had to hope like your neighbors didn't steal that new credit card from the mail. Yeah.
All right. So Marco says, once in a while, a miracle happens. Ha, 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 ha. So he's making kind of a joke.
Yes.
Once in a while.
Sometimes. Not often.
Yes.
I would say that this is a little less often than sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So if sometimes it's like 50%, once in a while feels like 30%, 40% maybe.
Right.
Yeah, not often.
Right.
But it does happen.
And then once in a blue moon is like 10%.
Yeah, very rare.
Very rare. Okay. What does Jasmine say?
I won't say it was easy, but I finally turned in my application, and before I knew it, I got an email saying I was approved.
So her approval, this 1 month, her thing being approved in 1 month is a really big deal.
Yeah.
It took you a year, and money in some countries it could be years. Okay. And so that's why she uses the expression before I knew it. So what does this mean? Before I knew it? Know what?
Before I knew it means before I expected it. So it happened and I wasn't focused on it. I wasn't thinking about it. It's just, whoa, this happened before I knew it.
Yes. So it's kind of like I got married, and then like a year later I had twins, and before I knew it, I was like a mom with 3 children, cooking every day. It's that feeling of like, it just happened so quickly.
Yeah, you weren't paying attention, and it just, whoa, okay.
Yeah. So Jasmine is expressing her surprise, like her real surprise, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I got approved. Marco says, my visa didn't take too long, but I hired a lawyer to do it for me.
Yes.
A lot of the times in America, I don't know about Korea, but in America, they have like visa lawyers.
Yeah.
They have these lawyers who specifically work on like visas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, you have to go to them or you can't.
It will take forever.
It will take too long, and you'll give up.
Totally. When I went to the States and my husband got a visa, my best friend's husband happened to be that kind of lawyer.
Yeah.
And so it was like done in 6 months. Like amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you pronounce that word? Lawyer?
Lawyer. What do you say?
Lawyer.
Really?
Yeah, so we each have the opposite. Both, I think, are allowed in American English.
Lawyer.
You say...
Lawyer.
You say lawyer, like Roy.
Yeah.
Lawyer.
Yeah.
And I say lawyer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
There we go. So it's kind of like the West Coast meets the Midwest.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. What does Jasmine say?
I probably should have done the same. The process was more than I bargained for.
Okay. Our power pattern today is I probably should have. Okay. So originally I should have done it.
Yes.
Kind of feels like, I didn't do it. I should have done it. Here, now you add probably.
Yes.
So what is going on?
Right. So I should have done makes it feel like regret. Like, man, I really regret my choice. I probably should have. It's not as strong of regret.
Yeah.
It's like, this was hard. And I think maybe I shouldn't have.
Or
right?
I should have.
Done this other thing. So you're not 100% certain that you regret it, but you're saying, man, it was still hard.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So here he says the process was more than I bargained for. So more than you bargained for. What does this mean?
So if it's more than you bargained for, you were expecting one level of difficulty, but it was way much more difficult than you thought it was going to be.
Okay, so it hasn't anything to do with buying something or a bargain. We'll give you more examples in just a bit. Let's go ahead and listen to that one more time.
Marco, you'll never believe this, but I got my visa approved in less than a month.
Once in a while, a miracle happens.
I won't say it was easy, but I finally turned in my application, and before I knew it, I got an email saying I was approved.
My visa didn't take too long, but I hired a lawyer to do it for me.
I probably should have done the same. The process was more than I bargained for.
But it's done, and that's all that matters.
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 166 and 7. Once in a while means sometimes, occasionally, around 30 or 40% of the time.
Yeah.
Okay? Do you ever go to the library anymore?
Once in a while, I go for the atmosphere and the smell of the books.
Who goes to the library these days?
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder because I don't think too many kids go. Whereas when I was growing up, going to the library was like a very normal thing.
Right.
And borrowing books.
Well, nowadays, I think people go to the library to watch movies. Because there are a lot of movies now that are put into libraries.
I used to go to libraries to look at magazines because they were free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Once in a while, I drive out to the lake at night to look at the stars.
Not all the time. Not every week. But every once in a while.
Okay.
I do say, okay. About our library discussion again.
Okay.
People go there to study.
That's true. When you're a student, you do go to the library.
But you don't look at the books in the library.
No, you just study.
You bring your own books to the library.
That's right. I know.
Yeah.
Right. I used to go to the library on the college campus to study.
Yeah.
That's it.
I would just use my computer in the library.
At that time, we didn't even have computers.
Oh, my goodness.
We had to check out books and make copies. That was a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, once in a while. Let's just finish that sentence personally. Once in a while, Cameron?
Once in a while. Oh, gosh. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you do once in a while?
Once in a while, I go to the dog park with Simba.
Okay.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
Maybe once every 2 months. Once every 3 months. Not often.
Yeah. Once in a while, I go to the big bookstore in Gwanghwamun.
Ah, yes.
Because it's just a big, I like that atmosphere.
Yeah. The smell.
The smell, too, right?
Yeah.
Before one knew it, or before I knew it,
yes.
Sooner than expected, or surprise.
Yeah.
How was the flight?
Great. I fell asleep right when I sat down, and before I knew it, we were landing.
That's a good flight.
Oh.
When you sleep throughout, that's a nice flight.
Oh, yeah.
Before we knew it, the concert was over and everyone was leaving.
Yes.
In this context, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, we had so much fun. I didn't realize the time was passing.
Yeah.
And before we knew it, it was over.
Yes. It's very much that feeling of, wait, what? What's going on? It stopped. No.
What? What happened?
It's over too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this can be used for good or bad things.
Okay, so what do you mean? Like, give us a bad thing.
Well, you talked about surprise.
Yeah.
So surprise in English can also be good or bad. Like, before I knew it, I was, president of the company.
Yeah.
I was promoted so quickly.
Right.
Or you could say something, before I knew it, our discussion turned into a full-on fight.
Whoa.
Like, it started as a discussion and just very quickly escalated, got bigger and stronger into, a big fight.
Right.
So it can go in both directions.
A lot of parents often say, like, he was in kindergarten yesterday.
Yeah.
And before I knew it, now he's like college student or he's getting married.
Yeah.
It's that sort of feeling like, where did the time pass? Like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that with yourself. Yesterday, I graduated high school.
Yeah.
And before I knew it, I'm In my mid-30s.
Oh, my gosh.
With a house and a dog.
Tell me about it.
Those 15 some odd years. Not even, oh my gosh, not 15. It's almost 20 years since high school for me.
Serious.
Gosh.
Golly.
Those were the days, my friend. We thought they never end.
I think a lot of people who are listening to the show can probably use this expression like, before I knew it, I was like, a senior citizen, right? Okay. More than one bargain for. So let's give some examples here. This means it was more difficult than I had expected.
Yes.
Okay. Do you like being a mother to triplets?
I love my children, but having 3 at once was more than I bargained for.
Oh, you're a very old mom.
I'm like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire. So having 3 babies at once. Oh, twins. That's really tough.
Yeah.
So that is like more than one bargains for. Taking a management position at the company was more than I bargained for. So initially, in the beginning, you think, oh, I'm a manager, right? And like, oh, it's great. You get this position. But it was more than you bargained for, which means what?
The management position was harder and not as good as you thought it was going to be.
Right.
And I have a good example of this. In university, I worked at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And I was just, a waiter.
Right.
But one of the really good older waiters was given a manager position.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But he had to work more hours.
Right.
And because he didn't get tips, he made less money.
No.
So he got a promotion with more time working and less money. It was definitely more than he bargained for.
That is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, sometimes it's good not to get that promotion.
That's right. It's good to just do what you do. Okay. I probably should have, which means there's regret.
Yes.
But not so much. Okay. I probably should have warned you that I have a dog.
Oh, you're allergic? I probably should have taken the trash out last night.
Oh.
Now the kitchen's full of flies.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All right. Our power vocab is the word approve. Do check out the definition on page 168. Let's thank our sponsor.
한국토익위원회에서 취업과 승진을 위한 토익